Okay, here's a story that my grandchildren Dylan and Chloe asked for this morning. The Three Sillies. Jack loved Mary, and Mary loved Jack, and as sometimes happens when two people love each other, they decided to get married. So Jack came to Mary's house and he said to Mary's dad, "Hey, Mary's dad, I want to marry your Mary." And Mary's dad said, "Oh, that'd be fantastic, Jack. You're just the sort of person we want to marry our Mary." And he called Mary's mum. He said, "Hey, Mary's mum, come here. Guess what? Jack wants to marry our Mary." And Mary's mum said, "Oh, if I was only 20 years younger, I'd marry you myself. Oh, you're a lucky girl, Mary. He's so handsome." Now everybody was really happy. Jack and Mary's mum and Mary's dad. And Mary's dad said, "This needs a celebration. Mary, go down to the cellar, take this jug and fill it up with beer from the barrel in the cellar." So Mary went down to the cellar and she began to fill up the jug from the barrel. When she'd filled it up, she was about to walk away, but she put the jug down on the table and she looked up. And there, stuck in the wooden beam right above her head, was a great big axe. And she said to herself, "Oh no, what if Jack and I get married and we have a baby boy or a baby girl, and when they're big enough we send them down here and get some beer and the axe falls and cuts them in half." Well, upstairs, Mary's mum and Mary's dad and Jack were waiting and waiting and waiting until Mary's dad said, "Hey, Mary's mum, get you down to that cellar. See what's keeping our Mary." So Mary's mum went down to the cellar and there was Mary. "What's the matter, Mary?" said her mother. "Don't you want to marry Jack?" "Yes, I want to marry Jack. But look up there, look at the axe. What if I marry Jack and we have a baby boy or a baby girl, and when they're big enough we send them down to the cellar to get some beer and the axe falls and cuts them in half." And Mary's mum said, "Oh no, that would be terrible." So there was Mary. And Mary's mum. Well, upstairs, Mary's dad and Jack, they waited and waited. They waited a bit more. And then they waited for a bit longer. And finally Mary's dad said, "Oh, Jack, I'd better go down and sort them out. You know what these women are like. They're probably discussing the wedding, what the food's going to be, who we're going to invite, what the wedding dress will be like. I'll go and bring them up, and I'll bring the beer up as well." So Mary's dad went down to the cellar, and there was Mary. And Mary's mum. "What's the matter?" said Mary's dad. Look at the axe. We're going to be married to Jack and Mary and maybe boy and maybe and the beer and cuts them in half." And Mary's dad said, "Oh, that would be terrible. That would be terrible." Well, Jack was a very well brought up, well behaved young man. And he waited a long time before he went down to the cellar. And there was Mary's dad. And Mary's mum. And Mary. "What's the matter?" said Jack. "Why are you all crying like that?" And they all pointed up at the axe and said, "Look at the axe. What if you marry Aunt Mary? You have a baby boy or a baby girl, and when they're big enough, you send them down against some pier, and the axe falls and cuts them in half." Jack reached up his arm and he pulled the axe out of the beam and laid it on the cellar floor, and he said, "Now, that's not going to happen, is it?" "No, no, no." "Well," said Jack, turning to Mary, "I can't marry you after all, Mary. Not until I find 3 people who are sillier than you." And with that he left the cellar and he left Mary's house and began to walk to look for 3 sillier people. Well, he walked for a day and he walked for a month. And he came to a village with beautiful thatched cottages. But at the end of the village there was one cottage that, instead of having thatch on the roof, had grass. And the grass had grown long, and there were buttercups and daisies and dandelions in it. And at the side of that house there was a ladder, and at the bottom of the ladder there was an old woman, and she was trying to push a cow up the ladder. "Come on, Daisy, come on, you can do it." "What are you doing?" asked Jack. "Oh," said the woman, the cow has eaten all the grass in the field, and the grass on my roof is so long. I thought if I put the cow on the roof, it would eat the grass. My roof would look nice and tidy, and the cow would have a full stomach." And Jack said, "Here's an idea. Why don't you climb the ladder, cut the grass yourself, throw it down to the cow? Must be easier than trying to teach a cow how to climb a ladder." And the woman said, "Oh, you're right. That's what I'll do." And Jack thought, that's one. And he walked for a day, and he walked for a week, and he walked for a month. And well, Jack had been sleeping out in the open, under bushes, under trees, and he decided that he deserved a nice feather bed for the night. So he went to the local inn, and he put 2 pence on the reception table. It's an old story. He said, "Can I have a room for the night, please?" And the man behind reception said, "No, I'm sorry. I've given the last room to this gentleman here. But it has the 2 beds, and if you want, you can share, and it'll only be a penny each." So Jack and the man agreed that is what they would do. And Jack, oh, he slept such a beautiful sleep in a lovely feather bed with a real down pillow. And, oh, it was lovely, but he was woken in the morning by the sound of running feet and bang, ow! The sound of running feet, bang, ow! And he opened just one eye and he looked. And the man, he'd hung his trousers on the doorknob. And he was pacing to the other side of the bedroom and running as fast as he could and trying to jump in to his trousers. And every time he missed, he banged his head on the door. So there was bang, ow! "What are you doing?" said Jack. And the man said, "Oh, trousers. Aren't trousers the most difficult things to put on in the morning? It sometimes takes me 2 hours to get mine on." "Do you always do it like that?" asked Jack. "Course I do," said the man. "Why, do you know a better way?" "Watch me," said Jack. And Jack, he got out of bed, and he got his trousers, and he put in one leg, and he put in the other leg, and he pulled them up, buttoned them up, and laced his belt. "That's fantastic," said the man. And Jack thought, that's 2. And he walked for a day, and he walked for a week, and he walked for a month, and he walked for a year. And he came to a village quite late at night, And on the edge of the village there was a pond. And on the edge of the pond there was a man with a net. And he was throwing the net into the pond and going, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. No, I've missed it. And he's throwing the net again. I've got it, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. No, I've missed it again. And again he throws the net. I've got it, I've got it, I've missed it. Excuse me, said Jack, but what are you doing? And the man pointed into the water and said, it's the moon. It's fallen out of the sky. Look, if I don't catch it in my net and nail it back up in the sky, we'll have nothing to light our way home at night. Look up, said Jack. And the man, he looked up. And he looked down. And he looked up. That, said Jack, is a reflection. Oh, a reflection, said the man. And Jack thought, that's three. And he turned on his heels and he began the walk back home. And he walked for a day, and he walked for a week, and he walked for a day, and he walked for a week, and he walked for a month, and he walked for a day, and he walked for a week, and he walked for a month, and he walked for a year. And he found himself outside Mary's house. And he knocked on the door. And when Mary answered, he said, now, Mary, now I can marry you. And within a month, Jack and Mary were married, and the whole of the village came, and there was all manner of foods and meat, and beer was brought up from the cellar. And I'll tell you something. That beer was the very best beer that I've ever tasted.